بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
والنجم إذا هوى ما ضل صاحبكم وما غوى.
بسم الله الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا وحبيبنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأزواجه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، عن عائشة رضي الله عنها عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال: ما زال جبريل صلى الله عليه وسلم يوصيني بالجار حتى ظننت أنه سيورثه. Starting from here, Imam Bukhari rahimahullah is bringing a hadith about kindness towards neighbors and the rights of neighbors. And the first chapter here is Al-Wasatu bil-Jar, which means recommendation to be kind to the neighbors. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, Jibreel alayhi salatu wassalam kept on insisting on explaining and talking about the rights of neighbor, so much so حتى ظننت أنه سيورثه, that I thought at the end he's going to say that the neighbor will inherit you too. He said that was the only thing left. There is nothing else you can say is left from emphasizing on the importance of the neighbor. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said there was so much emphasis on it that I thought at the end the ruling would be that neighbors will inherit each other. This is how much right every neighbor has on his neighbors. And Mazala is telling us he kept on insisting and saying it over and over, that he kept on repeating the same importance and telling me that remember, it's very important, it's very important. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was told by Jibreel alayhi salatu wassalam, of course, Jibreel came as a messenger of Allah. So, it means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted Jibreel alayhi salatu wassalam to inform Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam about the rights of neighbors and insist on making sure that they understand, the ummah would understand the rights of neighbor. And then Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, of course, conveyed that message of Rabbul Alameen subhanahu wa ta'ala to the ummah. The right of neighbor is because he is closer to us, which means that people that are close to us, they have rights to us. So as we have people that will be around us, they will have their rights on us based on how close they stay with us. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Qur'an says, وَالْجَارِ ذِي الْقُرْبَى وَالْجَارِ الْجُنُبِ وَاعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَلَا تُشْرِكُوا بِهِ شَيْئًا وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا وَبِذِي الْقُرْبَى وَالْيَتَامَى وَالْمَسَاكِينِ وَالْجَارِ ذِي الْقُرْبَى وَالْجَارِ الْجُنُبِ, emphasizing on the rights of the neighbors. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned two types of neighbors: the close neighbors and the distant neighbors. So neighbors are neighbors. If they are close or they are distant, they are neighbors. And they all have rights to us. When we look at these ahadith, Imam Bukhari rahimahullah have mentioned a good number of ahadith in his book, Adabdul Mufrad. And as we will cover them, inshallah, we will learn a lot about the rights of our neighbors. And in reality, as we look into the hadith, we can say really no comment. There is no need to go into any detail of explaining these hadiths. They are so clear. And as I said, Imam Bukhari rahimahullah mentioned good number, has a good collection of those ahadith. If we as Muslims start practicing upon these ahadith, this will be good enough for us to introduce Islam to the world. It won't be just to one area and other areas won't know about it. Alhamdulillah, there are people of this ummah all around the world. You will find Muslims in every corner in the world. If every Muslim will practice upon these ahadith, all of these neighborhoods where there is even a single Muslim, because Jar al-Qurba and Jar al-Junub, close relative and distant, close neighbor and distant neighbor, all of those people in the neighborhood will know there is a Muslim over here. And this Muslim has a very special behavior towards his neighbors. If there is a town where there are Muslims only in some neighborhoods, other neighborhoods don't have any Muslim. Do we think the neighborhoods where there are no Muslims, they would not know about Islam and Muslims? Remember, if there are Muslims only in 2 or 3 neighborhoods, and they treat those neighbors according to these teachings of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, these neighbors will talk to the rest of the people in town about how good of neighbors they have. The whole town will know. And I'm not saying this only as a theory that this could happen. This is something that I can say we have experienced it ourselves. We have seen it ourselves. An old man from Darulum's neighborhood approached himself and he said that we sit in our club, and club referring to where mostly older people get together. And he said once we were talking and they told me that we see that there are these Muslims studying at the school in your neighborhood. And they were almost telling me like they feel sorry for me now. So he says, and he's telling me this, he says, I told them how good of a neighbors I have, and I'm happier now than I was before. This is with our limited practice on these ahadith. Imagine if we all will practice upon all of those ahadith. Not only this, really, after going through these ahadith, which will take few sessions, we will realize that majority of Muslims are not even aware of these ahadith, let alone practicing among them. And majority of the Muslims are not even aware of these rights of neighbors that are mentioned in these ahadith. So it's extremely important for every Muslim to learn these ahadith. And really, I can never overemphasize the importance of studying this book of hadith, Adabdul Mufrad. People, of course, trust Imam Bukhari rahimahullah. I don't know if there are people, Muslims, who don't trust Imam Bukhari rahimahullah when it comes to ahadith. And this is Imam Bukhari's book. The same Imam Bukhari who wrote that Sahih al-Bukhari, this is his book. And Imam Bukhari rahimahullah wrote this book of hadith for the general public. He wrote Sahih al-Bukhari for specialization in the field of hadith. And he wrote this book for every Muslim. Surprisingly, we went the opposite direction. That the book that was written only for higher class people in the field of hadith, it was considered to be the highest level book of hadith. We like to teach it to even our children. And every person who doesn't even know how to read the language will just read the translation of Sahih al-Bukhari, and then he will try to interpret it according to his own understanding. And this book that Imam Bukhari wrote for the general public, people are not even aware of the name of it. how injustice we are doing to Imam Bukhari himself and to his knowledge and to his work that he had left for the Ummah. That we are going to, the beginners are studying the highest level without learning the beginner's book of Hadith. And this is the Hadith, the book of Hadith that we can say is for the beginners. You start from here. And every Muslim is supposed to know the Hadith that are in this book. Sahih al-Bukhari, there are Hadith over there that may be abrogated. Things that were done in the early days of Islam. Imam Bukhari rahimahullah mentioned them. As I said, for scholars to know that this is something that was there. But this book is all practical. Things that we need to bring into our life. And in reality, we can say, really, if you see the contents of this book and the hadiths that are selected to be in this book by Imam Bukhari rahimahullah, this book is not for Muslims only, it's for every human being. And we will see in this chapter that if people, Muslim, non-Muslims, if they start treating their neighbors according to the teachings of in these hadiths, everyone will live so peacefully in this world. And people will have so much peace of mind. In fact, neighborhoods that will have this lifestyle and this type of treatment with their neighbors, those neighborhoods will be considered the high-class neighborhoods. Not the neighborhoods with expensive homes. It's these type of neighborhoods. Just like Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Mubarak rahimahullah, Amir al-Mu'mineen fil Hadith. One of his neighbors was selling his house. And he was selling it for 400,000 dinar. People said to him, this is too high of a price for this house. You have overpriced the house. So he said, yes, I know that. I know I have overpriced this house. Because I'm selling the house for 200,000. The value of the house is 200,000. But the other $200,000 that I'm asking for is to be in the neighborhood of Abdullah ibn Mubarak. He said, you won't find this type of neighbor. Having this neighbor, a person like him, as your neighbor is worth the same amount of money that you would pay for the house. This will be the high-class neighbor, people who practice upon these ahadiths. مَا زَالَ جِبْرِيلُ يُوصِينِي بِالْجَارِ. Jibreel insisted so much on the rights of neighbors that I thought he is going to give him share from the inheritance. In another hadith, narrated by Abu Shuraih al-Khuza'i radiyallahu anhu, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, and see how much now Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is emphasizing on the rights of neighbor when we look at this hadith. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, من كان يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر فليحسن إلى جاره. Whoever believes in Allah and the last day should be good to his neighbors. ومن كان يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر فليكرم ضيفه. Whoever believes in Allah and the last day should honor his guest. Treat his guest with honor. وَمَنْ كَانَ يُؤْمِنُ بِاللَّهِ وَالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ فَلْيَقُلْ خَيْرًا أَوْ لِيَصْمُتْ. And whoever believes in Allah and the last day should only speak what is good or be silent. Don't speak. Beautiful three advices from Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Let's understand these advices. Try to bring them into our lives. First one, مَنْ كَانَ يُؤْمِنُ بِاللَّهِ وَالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ فَلْيُحْسِنْ إِلَى جَارِهِ. Whoever believes in Allah and the last day. See, all three statements are starting with this sentence. All three advices are starting with this sentence. In fact, we can say all three orders are reminding us of this part of our faith and iman. And what is that? مَنْ كَانَ يُؤْمِنُ بِاللَّهِ وَالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ. Whoever believes in Allah in the last day. In other words, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is saying, if you have no iman in Allah, you don't believe in God, you don't believe in Allah, you don't believe in the hereafter, then this is not going to mean anything to you. But if you do have iman in Allah and iman in the last day, then this is something that you would take very seriously. This also will tell us and explains to us that believe in Allah and the last day is a way that we can fix our own a'mal. That we can correct ourselves. When a person finds himself not being able to control himself from doing evil, from doing wrong, from falling into sins, every time when you're about to fall in that situation, remind yourself of Allah and the last day. Remind yourself of Allah. Allah is watching. And there will be a day when I will be judged for my deed. Because if we scare people of security cameras, of someone watching, of getting caught, so now at a situation when no one is watching, when there is no one there to see the person, now he feels I can do whatever I want. And this is when people will commit sins. This is when people will do wrong, looking for opportunities when they are by themselves, when no one is watching. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that a person who commits sins secretly in a way that he feels no one is watching, and in public he refrains from those sins, that person is losing all of his good deeds. A sign of losing Allah's love and just living a fake life is a person who commits sins secretly, does not fear Allah. So this is why man kana yu'minu billahi wal yawmil akhir is very important. If you believe in Allah in the last day, you can't do this. Then you won't do this. Then there is no way for you to do it. So believe in Allah and reminding ourselves, this is the important part that we need to remember, that remind ourselves of Allah in the last day. We are feeling lazy to commit some good deeds, to do some good deeds. So if we remind ourselves of Allah, our love for Allah and the last day, right there you will have the courage and the strength to do the good deed. Let me pray. I'm going to pray for the sake of Allah. I have to get up. I can't displease Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'm going to be judged and I will get the reward for the good deed. Let me do it. So man kana yu'minu billahi wal yawmil akhir is very important to fix our a'mal and to remind ourselves and keep on reminding each other about iman billah and yawm al-akhir, so that we refrain from wrong and we develop the habit of doing the good deeds. So whoever believes in Allah in the last day, فَلْيُحْسِنْ إِلَى جَارِهِ. The first thing Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said is that be good to your neighbor. Ihsan is used in the hadith, which means do the best thing towards your neighbor. Husn is beauty. Do whatever is the most beautiful for your neighbor. See, there are different things that we are reading here. What is not to hurt our neighbors? We will have some hadith about that later on. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in this hadith is going up to the next level. He's not saying don't hurt your neighbor. No, in fact, he's saying be kind to your neighbor. And even kindness is going to the highest level of it. He says when you be kind to him, make sure get to the level of ihsan, which means do the most beautiful thing for your neighbor. How could you explain it in a better form than فَلْيُحْسِنْ إِلَى جَارِهِ? Be very kind and do the best type of deeds towards your neighbors to please your neighbors. So, anything that will hurt the neighbors is haram. And as I said, we will have a hadith about that. Then we have to look towards what can I do for my neighbor that will make him feel happy about that good deed, that I would do. So while I'm cleaning my yard, let me clean his yard. This is ihsan. You're going an extra step. It's not just good deed. It's extra step towards ihsan, which means husn, beauty in the deed. That your neighbor is so happy. He knows that I can go anywhere. My neighbor will watch my home. Once we go through these hadiths, we will notice. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is developing a very, very strong connection between neighbors. Something that has been gone out of our life. That's it. It doesn't exist anymore. Muslim or non-Muslim countries. You ask, go anywhere. As I said, any country, ask people, who is in your neighborhood? Oh yeah, there is a person, I see that him and his children, they keep on coming in and out. Once I saw his children also, they were playing, so I think he has 2, 3 children. All guesses. Never invited the neighbor. Never went to the neighbors. We have happy occasions in our homes. We invite all of our friends. We don't even talk to the neighbor. Okay? You don't feel like inviting him. You don't have to invite him every time. Now, invite him separately. You don't even feel like doing this after that occasion was over. Send some food to the neighbor. No, we don't want to do that. Because he's not my friend. I don't know who he is. And one day, he parked his car in front of my home. Next time he's going to do it, I'm going to teach him a lesson. And one day, he threw the trash in my yard. I saw his children were playing and they were throwing the trash in my yard. So we are always ready to teach them lessons. If you look at these hadiths, you will see that Iman in Allah and the last day will forbid us from doing all of this. It's really forbidding us. Our deen, our Prophet ﷺ is forbidding us from doing these things. So we have to be very, very careful on how we treat our neighbors. As I said, Prophet ﷺ is trying to build that community that is based on neighborhood. Beautiful, beautiful way of connecting people. People that you deal with the most will be your neighbors. You're rushing to somewhere. You forgot your door open. Is there anyone in your neighborhood that you can trust? You can say, I can call this person and ask him to lock my door, or you will be afraid if my neighbors will find out the door is not locked, everything will be gone. What do our neighbors think about us? Can they really call us and trust us? There's so many things neighbors can do for each other. Just a quick overlook of that society that was built at the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam through these teachings and instructions. Every time people are eating, some food will go to the neighbors. Women are cooking food, preparing some food, and they are missing some of the spices. They're missing something. Right away, knock at the neighbor's door, and oh, you have this, you have this, you have this. And nowadays, if someone will knock at the door and say, oh, do you have some onions? Are you going to pay for it or for free? Instead of saying, you need some meat, you need some chicken, you need some other something, I can give you some rice too, we have some extra. No. Instead of that, this is the 3rd time they are coming and knocking at my door. I don't know what's going on. You need to go for your own grocery. Really? And we see in the hadith, I'm sure you all may remember the hadith, a Sahabi came home, it's the month of Ramadan. In the early days, the ruling was, if you sleep after iftar, before suhoor, if you sleep after maghrib any time, your time of suhoor is over. So this Sahabi came home, was very tired. He asked his wife, anything to eat? She says, nothing. There is nothing in our home. Let me go to the neighbor's home and find if they have any food that I can bring. She went. Maybe she went to few homes before she found some food for her husband, who came home tired and hungry. And when she came home, he had fallen asleep. So the time of suhoor was over. He can't eat no more. Without going any further into the hadith, what we see in this hadith, that when they did not have food in their homes, they would go and get food from their neighbors. When the neighbor home, they asked him, how come you didn't cook your own food? If they have it, they will give it. They will share it. SubhanAllah, we can see totally different concept of the neighbors than what we have in our time. This is why I normally say, we human beings got so far from each other that no human being likes to be around other human beings. See, in the old neighborhoods, going to any country, and go to the old neighborhoods and go to the new neighborhoods. You know what the difference? The old neighborhoods, homes are attached. The middle wall is the common wall between the two homes. As we may call it, they have semi-detached homes. And the new neighborhoods are the neighborhoods where the neighbor can even look in your yard. The further you keep your neighbor, the more expensive your home will be. The more value it will give to your home by keeping your neighbors away from you. This is in our time. I said, all neighborhoods, homes are built very close to each other. Even when they used to keep a passage to pass through, so if they have something in the backyard and they need to go to the backyard, they used to keep a very, very limited space over there, maybe just one or two people that one can walk through it. And now, you don't even need to use that passage for going back. But because you don't want anyone to be next to you, this is why you're going to keep a long, long area towards both sides, towards all sides. You see some movement in your backyard, the light got on. Motion sensors. The light is on. You see there is a person there. 911, no, there is a person here trying to knock at my door. You look at your backyard and you see a deer. Call all the family. Come, see, there is a deer. See? We don't like human beings. We see we like animals. We rather have animals but not human beings. See the value of human beings now? It's a fact. And really, as we think about it, we say, yeah, but what can we do? If I see a person, I'm going to call the police. Yes, this is because we lost connections. We lost trust. We lost the value of human beings. And this is what Rasulullah is trying to build through these beautiful teachings. That love human beings, stay close to human beings, know each other, talk to each other, do something good for each other. فَلْيُحْسِنْ. See, فَلْيُحْسِنْ. Do something good for your neighbors. How many neighborhoods I go to? Expensive neighborhoods. Houses worth $1 million. You ask them, who lives in the neighborhood? This is such a good neighborhood I live. I was so lucky to find out my home over here. So you ask the person, who lives on the right-hand side? I don't know. It's a good family. It's a very good family. How do you know them that they are a good family? You know, I see their cars, mashallah, I see the type of cars they drive. And then they just come in the morning, and they leave in the morning, they come in the evening, I don't see them. This is a sign of them being very good. I don't see them. I used to live in the other neighborhood. Their children used to always walk through my neighborhood, or my yard. And you don't want your neighbor children to walk through your yard. See, we got too far from each other. Rather than telling your neighbors, you can tell your children they can come to my home anytime. Tell them they can come and play with my children anytime. Rather than telling them that, people are most welcome, come to our home anytime. I'm not home during the daytime. You need anything, this is the password, this is. This really should be the amount of trust that, okay, here, I'll give you the key to the house also. Keep it. I'm going out. If you have your guest or anything, you want to keep them in my home. This should be the amount of trust, but no, we are so far away from it that even people that may be hearing me will think that, oh, what is he talking about? Out of his mind today? He ate something wrong? This is how far we are from this. But this is the type of neighborhood that was built by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam through these teachings, through these instructions. فَلْيُحْسِنِ إِلَى جَارِهِ. Always do something good, kindness towards your neighbors. Ihsan. Bring beauty in his life by you being his neighbor. And whoever believes in Allah on the last day, فَلْيُكْرِمْ ضَيْفًا. There's another long topic. We will talk about it once we get there. And that is, he should treat his guest with honor. Someone came and knocked at our door. And some guests came. Okay, come sit. And now everyone is feeling like it's time. They shouldn't be coming like this. And they shouldn't come to our home. You know, there are so many hotels here. There are restaurants also now. And tell them to go to the restaurant. Subhanallah. فَلْيُكْرِمْ ضَيْفًا. There should be sense of honoring our guests, giving them, treating them with honor and respect. This is part of مَنْ كَانَ يُؤْمِنُ بِاللَّهِ وَالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ. If you believe in Allah in the last day. And now, subhanallah, even in the best situation, you invite them, you wait for them, you prepare the food for them, and then you tell them, line up, all the food is right over there. Go and get your own food. This is a plate. Get in line. Now I think, gradually we get immune to everything. We get used to things. Initially, look at this. It used to remind me, I'm telling you the truth, when I used to look at this earlier, it used to remind me of pictures I have seen from the famine in Somalia and those countries that the trucks come full of food, and now you tell everyone, line up and get your food. So I looked at it over here, and people do the same thing to you. At your home, you get the food with honor, with respect, everything is being settled over there, your food is on the table, take as much as you want, as much as you like, eat as much as you want. And over here, no, you line up. And if you finish quickly by the time the line is over, wait until everyone is done. Again, get into the line. This is not respect. I don't know where we got this from, but really, this is not respect. A person is having better respect at his own home, whereas, as a guest, we should be giving them more respect. فَلْيُكْرِمْ ضَيْفًا. As I said, I don't want to talk about this topic, and I didn't talk about it yet. We will talk about it once we get to that chapter, inshallah. وَمَنْ كَانَ يُؤْمِنُ بِاللَّهِ وَالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ فَلْيَقُلْ خَيْرًا أَوْ لِيَصْمُتْ. This is a topic that I'm not going to get in at all right now. All I can do is just translate. Whoever believes in Allah in the last day should say what is good or just be quiet. Remain silent. Don't say anything. We like to say something all the time. We want to say something. There is an urge inside to say something. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, think about it. Is it good? Say it. If it is khayr, say it. If it means nothing, or if it is just saying it for the matter of saying it, don't say it. Stay quiet. Be quiet. There are so many benefits of liyasmut, of being quiet. Inshallah, we'll talk about it when that chapter comes. May Allah give us tawfiq to practice upon all of these hadiths and learn these beautiful adab from the teachings of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and adopt them and bring them into our practice, into our practical life. وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه سيدنا وحبيبنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
مولاي صل وسلم دائما